All right, good morning, everybody. This is um, one more attempt to run the wheel and pedals in conjunction with GRiD. Uh, I had a halfway decent time last night, but I spent some time this morning calibrating the wheel in Windows, and then also last night after I shut down, I changed a lot of the dead zone settings and some other things in GRiD itself. So my hope is that hoping things will be a little better this morning. You gotta be kidding me.
Race on one of the world's most challenging circuits.
Which is always my reaction when this thing comes up.
Cars in the event are divided into 4 classes.
And we will actually play Le Mans this morning, which is probably going to take up all my time that I have available. So either this is going to work or not. So because of my win last season, I can get into the GT1 class and drive the Lamborghini. Nice. You know, if this doesn't go well, this is probably going to be my last session capturing GRiD for a while.
Finish the race and we'll get paid. But finish ahead of the rival team and we'll get paid a bonus as well. Sweet.
Because today's new game day, so I'm about to man, that car is squirrely. So that's not good. So yeah, the dead zone is way too tight on this. Now the other thing I'm contending with is the car, so I don't know how much of it is the settings I have on the wheel versus the car itself. So I think I finally got decent spacing with the chair. I really need to remember to jam all the way down on the throttle. So between the new settings on the racing wheel and a new car and class, I'm not sure how well this morning session's going to go. Amazingly, I haven't thrown the car off the track just yet. But I am definitely struggling not to do so. And I don't know how well it's going to do when I get right up alongside people. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's not going to work. What do I want to do? I don't think I can get to those settings in race. Oh, yeah, I can. Awesome. So let's get the dead zone back to 20%. And bump up the steering saturation. Those are two of the things I changed yesterday. Leave that. Leave that. I think my pedals are okay. But what I do want to do is restart the race. I'll see how well these settings do. Corvette over there on my left-hand side. So. probably going to be a lot of restarts this morning. In fact, yeah, so I do need to adjust the dead zone on the throttle, because what's happening is like as soon as I put my toe on the accelerator, it's jamming all the way to the red line. That's what's causing the spin outs. Alright, so let's calibrate that. Probably increase it, yeah. Oh, it maxes out at 10%. It's got a 50% satch on the both pedals. Yep, and this might just be one of those games where you really have to go in and tweak the settings because it's so particular to your racing style. Feels a little better for on the pedal. And I'm wondering if at this point I should kind of start this calibration over and go back to the default settings and see how those do. Because what I don't really know is if the stuff I saw yesterday. Really, guys? Very difficult to keep the Lamborghini from not just throwing its whole back end out when you're coming out of a corner. Come on. Alright. Let's start this over. Reset the defaults. See how that does. The problem could have definitely been calibration. Because when I connected the pedals yesterday, I didn't really calibrate them. I just hooked them up and started playing right away. Now, it used to be with game controllers, I used to always calibrate them religiously whenever I connected them to a PC. Just because that's the way things were back in the Windows XP days. I'm having a really difficult time keeping this Lambo straight.
You're fourth in your class. One more place and you'll get in the top 3.
Now, the big thing I was trying to correct yesterday was that it seemed like whenever I went into a turn, the car would just like straighten up, like even when I had the, it would always try to straighten up like down the track, like so. Not quite sure I know how to explain it, but you know, if I stopped, if I didn't have any turn on the wheel, like it was like it kept like seeking the center of the track. Car gets upset very easily. So I'm actually 3rd or 4th in my class right now, which isn't horrible. I'm not sure how much effort I'm going to put into fending people off either. I think this is almost like a test drive session of just trying to get the wheel and pedals to work. But as you can see, the nose is kind of floating around all over the place on this car. And these are with the default settings, so it's actually like worse
Whoa, someone spun out.
than it normally is. My car is very quick in a straight line, but just cannot really get on the throttle in a corner. So I have to rely on my straight line speed to get out ahead of everyone and try and stay there. Now I am probably, let's see,
We're 6 hours into this race.
no. Decent line through that turn. This car also does not respond very well to very quick, large volume inputs. In terms of if you get pointed in the wrong direction, you really have to take the speed off and address it. Because like the pace of the chicanes is very slow. Of course, the car's raw power probably means I'm going significantly faster than I was coming through there in the Porsche or the Panhers in the GT3 class. Again, really have to be careful about, applying a ton of throttle coming out of a turn. It also makes it worse when somebody bumps into you, so I kind of always try to avoid the AI, but they will get into you without a care. I may have had my positioning in the class incorrect. Maybe last in the GT2 class right now, I'm really not sure. I think there's 6 cars per class and 3 classes. Just really still trying to feel the car out on how much throttle I can put in coming out of a turn. So it's going to be hard to outbrake and outcorner the AI. Like I said, on a straightaway, I've definitely got them beat. I'm trying to figure out where the right place to brake is. I definitely have not quite figured that out yet. So, provided I don't get into a horrendous wreck, I may actually have enough time to finish this out before I need to shut this down. Yeah, I think I'm... Okay. I think I'm getting the feel for where I need to start my brake and how quickly I need to pump the brakes. I would really like some daylight too. It's a vehicle that I'm definitely nervous driving in the dark. Man, come on. That I don't need. So right there.
You've reached the 12-hour mark.
Yeah, what I just don't need right now is I don't need any help from the AI making things more difficult in terms of making physical contact. It's a pretty steep learning curve, but I think slowly and incrementally I'm catching on. So the racing game I plan on picking up today is Dirt Rally, which there's where I want to do it, right? I think that is a Codemasters game, so yeah, I'm at the tail end of the GT2 class. These are the GT3 Porsches catching up to me. So that's unfortunate. Not really going to have much of a sense of accomplishment coming out of this. Maybe I should make my objective just catch up the second to last guy in the GT2. Come on. Utterly frustrating that I won the GT3 class last season using the 360 controller. Now I'm on wheel and pedals and I'm dead last in the GT2 class. I got GT2 Porsches all over me. I should just be blowing their doors off. So here is a thing where my, up until this point, kind of previous gameplay style, which is not to stick with any one thing for any long period of time, but to constantly be changing it up, really plays against me, because I just need, hours and hours of familiarization time with this game and the wheel and pedals. Now, since I've been focusing on game capture and streaming, I am getting more to that kind of game style that I think a lot of other people are into, which is, getting on one thing and sticking with it for a few weeks at a time. Great. So that has been changing. We'll see how that goes. At least I've probably been sticking with 1 or 2 games for a week or so at a time.
We're now 18 hours into this event.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the first season in a new class too, so maybe my expectations of being as competitive as I was in the GT3 class shouldn't be as high. The first time I've driven this car, in particular, in the game. I would be happy if I just get it down, driving it without a lot of traffic around me, much less, when I'm right up alongside somebody. And one thing is, in Le Mans, as far as skill sets and exposure, what I'm getting is a lot of just kind of long sweeping driving. But what I'm not getting is a lot of tight corner, or corner-to-corner racing where I've really got to pump, where I've really got my feet on the brakes and throttle at the same time, or in quick succession. A lot of those city tracks, it's like you're playing a set of drums if you're driving with 2 feet on the pedals. And as I'm learning this car a little bit more, I think I'm also learning to pump the brakes a little less quickly. So music's playing now because I'm closing in on the end of the race. Even though there's only 2 minutes left, I should definitely be able to catch these 2 Porsches if I can get to them before the turn on this front side of the track. If I cannot get by them into the turn, minute and a half. Another shot to catch them before the next turn up here. These guys are really Go, go, go. Yeah, I pretty much didn't have any choice but to try and... Nope. Well, one. Any effort to further use these really well in this game. What'll be interesting is when I switch it over to Dirt Rallies to see how things go there, because if it works a lot better with Dirt Rally, then when I come back to this, just use it with the game controller.
It's racing time again. Welcome to the new season.
All right, well, that's a wrap. Pretty quick session this morning, but again, just still trying to work things out with the wheel and pedals. They're great. They feel awesome. I think it's a high-quality wheel and pedal set. I just really got to tune my settings and my gameplay style to this game at least, and probably every racing game I'll be playing with it. But we'll be back with a later episode where I'll either be playing Helldivers or Dirt Rally. So thanks a lot if you watch this video, and check back later for other posts.